Hello, even. Welcome in. Also, apparently I haven't streamed long enough that things have definitely undone themselves. Things have updated, didn't they? Yeah, I guess so. I guess Seribot got an update. It's telling me I need to reconnect. I will do that right now. Um, does it? Hello, Sandra. Internet is back. Not only is internet back, but I mean, like, it was gone because I was moving. Um, and after the move, they couldn't come and install internet for approximately like 5 days time. So yeah, we were a little delayed for that. Do I have to rejoin? Hang on, let me check. Oh, what's a bot command for Sari that I can check? Are you just yapping for today? Yeah, we're just yapping for today. I still have time before the end of Heaven's Turn event for Final Fantasy 14, so I will likely do that on Friday instead. If I was pressed for time, I would have done it today, but yeah, it's gonna be a pretty quiet stream because I don't have music playing. Okay, maybe my sleep background music then. Background stream? Okay. Thank you. Lottery also resets at midnight for you anyways in like 26 hours. What lottery? Housing. Oh. Dang. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I need to do this week. I guess we need to bid on a house. And there's only one plot that I want. One plot or its mirror in the subdivision. I got the FC to level 6, so we're good. Yes, I did see that before I went off offline. Also hello Sandra, hope you're having a good day. Hello Rav, it is my return stream from my move. I had an interesting day, I will say. Very interesting towards the very end of my workday. So we're gonna talk about that on top of other things. um just gonna be chill chat day. Chill Sandra yapping day, basically. But I hope you're also doing well, Jeff. I did try to stop into streams of friends while I was away, but I was on limited data because I don't use my phone a lot, so I have no need to pay for a full phone plan, in my opinion. Like, I barely use my phone. I don't like taking phone calls. So I don't even need a whole shit ton of minutes per month, and I don't use my data all that often because in Korea nearly everywhere has Wi-Fi. It's if I'm staying at home though is the problem. Wait, you guys go off? I go based off of minutes still. So Korea has different plans. There's like the main plans from the large 2 or 3 phone companies here. And most likely it'll be like Most likely it'll be on unlimited plans, which is what everyone, I wouldn't say like everyone, what most people go for. Like they'll bundle it with like TV and internet majority of the time, right? So you get a deal. And it's an actual deal. Also I'm gonna move to just chatting screen. Look, we are outside because I've been touching grass for the past week. um my phone bills are a bit high due to me watching people stream outside. I see. So like what the big companies do is they sell off data and data and minutes to what we call MNVOs or MVNOs. I don't even know the acronym. I don't even remember. It's those four letters, MVNO or something like that. And hang on. Jesus. Okay, never mind. Third party, yes. Third party companies buy like data packets and stuff from the big companies and they sell them for like dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. Like if you just needed to hold a phone number while you're like abroad or something, you could find plans for like $1 a month or two. Like we're talking cheap cheap. Um and I pay like $10 for how much data? I think like 15 gigabytes of data and how many minutes? I don't even know, like 100 or something. No, it's more than 100. I think it's like 200. So it's just super cheap because I don't ever use my phone. The only thing I really use it for is GPS navigation. Although I have made a lot of phone calls the past week alone just because of various things that I've been having to deal with. And then oh yeah, and then SMS messages are separate as well. But yeah, you can get plans for like super cheap. Otherwise, they're kind of on the pricier side if you don't bundle. And yeah. Spiritual Argonaut. Hello, welcome in. But yeah. Anyways, there are some things that I guess we need to talk about. I mean, not need to, but that I was planning on talking about. The move, for one. The move has been good. This is Leandra. Hello, it's a bomb. Welcome. Hello, hello. It's been a hot minute. But yeah, the move. So pre-move and all the packing and stuff was really a chore at best. Downsizing is never easy, and downsizing a very significant amount is even worse. I think like we'll say like the amount of like quote unquote living space, aka like from kitchen to bedroom to slash family dining room. I went from a place that was technically three-ish rooms if you divided it out like that. So, or I guess, I don't know. I had a bedroom and then I had space for a living room, like a sizable living room. Enough so that I could put in like a whole other queen size bed for guests if I wanted to. And then I had a separate kitchen and a separate bathroom, right? So it's technically like 4 rooms, right? and I downsized to one that is technically two. Kitchen, it's a studio, right? So kitchen and bedroom space are one together, and then bathroom is separate, and those are the two like main room areas. And I will say like the amount of like living space in the kitchen slash room is probably like, it was probably smaller than just my actual bedroom back at my old place. And that is something that's very common with a move from very rural town to into the city, and very very close to Seoul. um so there's that. So that's about how much I had to downsize. Basically, I had to get rid of 3/4 of my stuff. So that was a challenge in itself. And then the actual move itself though, I mean, like there's pros and cons to downsizing and moving closer to the city, right? Definitely you're giving up a lot of like space in general. I've moved from a relatively older building to a fairly modern one, that has more modern amenities, I guess. And it is very much city center. Like I live across the street from a mall, and the mall has Daiso, which is basically like our dollar store, or it's like five and under is what it is. And like I guess like moving in and having to like rebuy stuff that I either tossed or didn't want to move with me. Um it's been really easy because I just walk across the street and then buy stuff or go to the mall and eat dinner if I don't feel like cooking and then come back. Usually on the weekends is when I would go over there to eat lunch or dinner. And they have a sizable food court. I think they have another floor of food court that I haven't even seen yet. I was meant to go and actually walk around the mall and do some window shopping with my coworker who lives in the same building. She's one of the coworkers that I actually can stand hanging out with outside of work. Actually, not one of, she is the only one that I can stand hanging out with. um but yeah, there's that. So everything has become way more convenient. Downside of moving to the city is literally all the traffic, like everything. Bus, like taking public transit takes forever. Taking my car to go anywhere further is a pain. Everything has traffic. Things are too tightly packed together, in my opinion, for the city. But so far, like the change of scenery has been good. I think like I have needed a change of scenery. On the other hand, I was like a big like quote unquote change of scenery that I needed was just like a reduction of the absolute shit show of a workload that we had. And we are in our like slower months right now for winter break. Well, regular schools are on winter break. Our institute doesn't really have a break. But yeah, we only have one program this month, and that's happening next, not next week. No, it is happening next week. One of them is happening next week, And then we have another one the week after. They're basically the same program, just two different levels, one for secondary school and one for elementary school. So we have two this month, and then we have one at the end of next month. But I don't even know if I'm going to be around for the end of next month, honestly, because I don't remember if I mentioned it the last time that I streamed, but I recently made the decision of what I'm gonna do with my contract expiring with my current company. I did decide that I was going to. You were thinking about it? Yes, I was thinking about it, and it was not an easy decision to make, but I think all of these signs were kind of pointing in one very clear direction, and I just needed to not ignore the signs anymore. And that was signs pointing at one, the fact that I really do need a mental break from work. And I think like everyone knew that. And then two, I don't know, I'm getting kind of emotional because of things that happened today. So there's that. And then two is the fact that I have decided to go back to the US for a year. And various things led to that decision. I mean, like one of them is the fact that yes, I was looking for other teaching jobs in Korea, but to go back to teaching at a regular school, I would be taking a significant pay cut. We're talking like, if you're talking USD, it's like at least 3 digits. Or sorry, at least 4 digits. All right, it's a 4-digit pay cut if I go back to teaching at a regular school. But that would come at the benefit of more personal time, right? It was to regain hours of my personal time in my day and have more of a work-life balance, because public schools end at the latest 4:30 p.m. And that is like not kids being in school. Kids leave school at like between like 1 to 2 p.m. And then well, like usually more around 2 p.m. And then you have like your desk warming hours or office hours after that for planning and whatnot, until 4:30, and then you get off work at 4:30 and then you go home. And I would be gaining about, what is it, like an hour and a half? Yeah, I'd be getting an hour and a half back for life in general. That, and I just know that being in a school is significantly less work because it's very routine work and you're working out of a set curriculum instead of creating your whole goddamn curriculum and having to create constantly new curriculum throughout the year. So it's a lot less work. And you know, the price that I was willing to pay for that was definitely not up to like 4 figures, but a sacrifice that I was willing to make if that was the decision that I came to. I was hoping for some interesting opportunities at other similar institutes or other like international schools. I mean, not international schools, foreign language schools. They're different here. um international schools are run by private entities within Korea that require higher um requirements in order to teach there. Foreign language schools are public schools within Korea that operate under the Office of Education. So it comes with all of the benefits of being a government worker in Korea for a foreigner at least. And a couple did come my way, but it was still nowhere near where I wanted to be in terms of pay if I was going to a school with technically a higher caliber than a regular one. And I think like learning to put a cost on my worth was difficult, right? I'd be selling myself short in my opinion no matter what I took. And I didn't want to do that. And I am probably, I would say personally, I think I'm pretty secure in finances to be able to take a year off work and still be perfectly fine. I didn't work my ass off here for 3 years to make nothing, you know? So I was like, and with how busy I am, like, I didn't spend a lot for how much I made. So we saved up quite a bit while I worked here. And between me swapping from my last school to the institute, there comes a severance that comes with that as well. And then once I leave here, I will get another severance as well as access to my pension. So there's a lot. Like there's a lot of finances that are coming in even if I leave my job. And honestly, I think it's a very sound decision to move around every 3 or 4 years for the benefits that it gets you financially. Definitely wouldn't have been able to afford some of the stuff that I have had I not even moved to the institute that I currently am at. But yeah. So there's that. And the other half of it was there's a lot of things that I want to do back home in 2026 that I would really prefer to be in the States for. One of them is my cousin's wedding in the latter half of the year. And this is a cousin who is basically like my younger sister. She's the closest in age to me out of all of the kids in our family. And yeah, I mean, she's closer in age to me than my younger brother is by a year. But yeah, I'm closer to her than I am to my own brother. So I would really like to be there for her wedding. That's something that I could really only negotiate at an institute like the one that I'm currently working for. To finagle that into my schedule somehow, but I was for sure not planning on staying at my current institute. So trying to negotiate that into the regular school year for any other contract was difficult at best. Even even negotiating spending more time for like a summer camp or a winter camp or something that is already required, and just being okay with it being longer, or like doing some after school classes or what have you. Like, it was like not even on the negotiating tables for a lot of schools, just because of the way that government schools are run. So I was like, that's, I guess, like my number one priority is to be able to make it to her wedding. And yeah. Other than that, it's really just, I don't know. I think like everything was just pointing at the fact that I should go home. That, and like I've said it before, probably on stream, I think, that like burnout is real though. It really is. It really is. And what was I thinking about? Sorry, I have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts because a lot of stuff happened within the past week. I should have made a list in order to kind of effectively talk about things, knowing how I get distracted and go in tangents and circles. But yeah. I literally lost my train of thought. Hang on. Yeah. Either way, definitely decided it wasn't right for me to stay here. Oh, that I may have mentioned before that my plan was never to make Korea my forever home, right? When I first came here, it was with the stipulation that I would stay here for roughly 5 years. And I think like people who know me super well know that like once I've kind of made my decision about something, that it's usually, very rarely does it stray off of like a plan that I've made. Very much someone who likes to make plans and then stick with plans. Hello, Luna. Thank you so much. Wait a second. First time chatter. Your name sounds familiar though. Where do I know you from? Luna Noms. Hello, welcome in. Thank you. I hope that you're doing well as well. And yeah. I do hope you enjoy your stay. But yeah, Korea was never meant to be my forever home, and it was a 5-year plan. And I have definitely stayed past 5 years. In my 4th year here is when after completing my 4th year here in Korea is when I got the job at the institute. So the start of my 5th year. And at the time the institute was very different than what it is now. It was mainly a teacher training institute, and that is work that I really wanted to do and really enjoyed for that first year that I was here at the institute. And so I decided that with a major step up in the education sphere here in Korea, and with a job that I liked at the time, that I would give it 2 years, right? So I went, my 5th year was my first year here at the institute, and then decided to stay for a 6th year right away. And then 6th year is when I got, halfway through 6th year is when I got promoted to being the coordinator at my institute, and I didn't feel like leaving the job after only doing 6 months of my new position, and so that added on another year. And yeah, that's how that led to where I am now. So yeah, I've been a coordinator for a year and probably a little bit more than a year and a half, because the other coordinator left like spring of last year. Dang, that was only last year. Can't believe that. And like new contracts start in March, and you left around like April or May. So yeah, a little bit more than a year and a half. So I did want to give it my best and my all. But expectations were skewed and responsibilities were not divvied up correctly, which definitely led to a lot more on my plate than there should have ever been, which leads us down the spiraling snowball of burnout. And I decided very early on in this past year that I've been on my contract that I was not going to stay at the institute. It would take an immense amount of change or incentive in order to stay. Because the work is no longer rewarding, and also it was just exhausting more so than anything else. But yeah, I decided probably like at least 6 months ago. Hang on, 6 months ago would be Shin. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. Hello. How was Final Fantasy 14? Hello, raiders. Welcome in. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Sandra. Welcome to the Corner Cafe. Today we're having podcast hours. I've been gone for a week due to moving. And so we're just catching up on the past week, as well as oh, hang on, I don't think the title updated correctly. We're catching up on the past week, and I may be doing some stream test stuff, because I do have a new mic. I'm not using it yet because I set it up, but I, even with monitoring, I can't tell what it sounds like. Fairy raid? Hello fairies, and welcome in. So there's no music. I'm sorry, I just don't have it set up to cut out music on my YouTube VOD. But well, yeah, we're just chatting about so far about decisions and moving. And we'll be talking about like a direction of stream for I guess the next 2 months, and then what happens afterwards. A lot of catching up, a lot of like new year things. All right, really definition of like new year, new me. But I hope Final Fantasy 14 went well, Shin. I know you guys were doing EX for a little bit. I don't remember which EX. I think it was EX, or was it, or did you guys do one of the raids? I don't know. I don't pay that much attention because I'm not in endgame yet, and I don't know the bosses, and I don't want to see the fights. So yeah, but I hope you had a good time in Final Fantasy 14. Ian copied the whole thing for followers. Use this raid message. That's so funny. Hello Yulia. Welcome in. Thank you for the raid. How was Final Fantasy 14? We were playing Arc at first and just swapped to 14 after. Oh. Arc as in the dinosaur one, right? Not the Arc Raiders one. Dinosaur, yeah, dinosaur. Okay. And whenever people mention Arc, I'm always so confused as to which one is. I see. I hope Arc and Final Fantasy 14 went well though. I saw lots of deaths in Final Fantasy 14. But I also wasn't paying too close attention. But welcome in, Raiders. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Sandra. Welcome to the Corner Cafe. But yeah, welcome in. I do hope you enjoy your stay. For those of you that don't know me, my dang it, man, I haven't streamed in so long I don't remember my own spiel. I'm a variety streamer who streams Final Fantasy 14 and my time at Sandrock currently. But I did just get back from a week-ish, more than a week, I think. Hang on, let me see. Exactly how long has it been? It's been, oh yeah, it's been like a week and a half. A week and a half of no stream because I moved place. 2 weeks or so. A week and a half. A week and a half. Not quite 2 weeks. No, definitely not 2 weeks. I streamed, when was my last stream? Christmas? No, Christmas, and then any Christmas, and then yeah, day after for us, but it was any Christmas, and then oh yeah, and then yeah, it's like about a week and a half, a little bit over a week and a half, like a day over a week and a half. Yeah, so we're just chatting today, catching up with everything, talking a lot, yapping. I have a limit on my yaps now. They cannot go past 11 p.m. for me because of my new work schedule, my new sleep schedule, my new work schedule, my new commute schedule. So many things have changed. For better or for worse, I don't know yet. I've only had to go into work twice since my move, and yeah, it's been interesting. But where was I? Man, I'm gonna lose track of what I say so many times today. We were... Let's see. We were talking about... What were we talking about? Um, sorry, I'm still very tired and very much lacking sleep. It's been hard adjusting to different space and sleeping in a different space. Um, but yeah. Oh well, whatever. If I remember, I remember. If I don't, I don't. I guess like in terms of things that I've mentioned, yeah, being in the city is different. Um, and I do live in a different city than where I work. Technically, I don't think it's more than uh, like regular distance without traffic. It shouldn't take more than 20 minutes to get to work, but it takes like 40 plus every day, and Mondays are worse. Fridays, I think, surprisingly have the shortest commute times. Um, and so I'm losing like an hour, about 2 hours for commuting every day, right? 1 hour there and 1 hour back. Um, and so that has adjusted my sleep schedule as well, because I used to live on campus of work and would only need to walk like 2 minutes to get home. And now I drive for a distance that should be only 20 minutes for 40 minutes. I was like, my coworker and I have been carpooling to work, so at least like work is like the commute is entertaining because we're both yappers. And we have a lot to yap about. Um, but yeah. The commute has been quite painful, honestly. It's been hard to get used to going to bed a little bit earlier and having to wake up a whole 2 hours earlier so that I start going to work an hour before I even like wake up normally. Big adjustments. In that sense, I feel like I've lost even more of personal time because I wake up at 7 a.m. now versus like my 8:30 before. And yeah, we'll get my lunch ready and then head out to work, commute for 40 plus minutes, and then work for 8 hours. I don't get my lunch break. I mean, like, I get a lunch break. Lunch break is still like an hour. It's unpaid, but like, since we're eating in the office, it doesn't really feel like a break. Like, we used to be able to go home. I didn't have to prepare my own lunch because we had a cafeteria. We no longer have a cafeteria at work. Um, so yeah, there's been a lot of changes. I guess like lifestyle change too. I started cooking again. Um, so that takes up time out of my week in order to kind of, one, go grocery shopping, two, go and kind of prep for various meals that I want throughout the week. I try to make the meals, or like I try to prep everything so that I can cook on days that I won't stream probably, but at the same time I think I also need to cut down on stream hours for the things that I want to do. Um in the 7-ish weeks that I have left in Korea. Time to practice it again. It's so funny. um but yeah, everything burns. So many stages of like the savages have so much fire in them lately that I've seen. Um but yeah, here's that. It's almost like we want to set the world on fire. Yo, I was talking I was talking to Bugs about it. Yo, so the coworker that I live with, like people tell her stuff because they like she's an instructor like the rest of them, and they were in an office by themselves and my office was separate, right? And they would tell her stuff and they'd be like, don't tell Sandra, but blah blah, right? Or they would sometimes yap about me. Um, and I thought it was fucking hilarious because I have quite a bit of means to make life difficult for people if I want to. And I'm a fucking petty ass person, right? So if you cross me, best believe that I'm gonna make your life difficult. Even at the cost of making my own life more difficult, but I'm petty. Okay, so you don't get to talk shit about me without me doing something about it. And so I have just told my supervisors since we moved back in from work, I was like, I think I need to be down in the other office with the instructors because they can't seem to manage themselves. And I was like, if you want what's best for the Institute for the next 2 months and for me to set it up for success, I need to move down there. And they were like, go ahead. So I moved myself into their office and it's been peaceful, let me tell you. My coworker was like, yo, they're faffing around like 95% of the time. And I'm like, oh, do they not have enough work to do when I'm working out of my ass right now, doing things that they should be doing on top of my own coordinator work? Cool. Let me just move into the office and assign people work to do. There's gonna be no freedom for the next 2 months. I've played nice for the past 3 years, right? Past 1.5 years as a coordinator. I've literally think I've done my best for that team and to help them help themselves. Like, not to toot my own horn, but I do honestly believe that. And if they're not gonna respect that, they lose all the privileges that they've been given so far. I'm not gonna be nice to people for the next 2 months. They want to be toxic, cool. So can I. And then I'll be petty on top of it. But I was like, the moment that I know that like my phone's definitely listening in was like my on my feed when I was doom scrolling and came across a feed of like um people going to get like shamanistic rituals done to curse coworkers and whatnot in Hong Kong, and I was like, yo, my phone must be listening because there's no way. I was like, yeah, I'm ready to set the world on fire. I'm ready to burn all the bridges with this team that I've been holding together for the past year. I was like, a lot of them are leaving for very good reasons. Like, one is on maternity leave already. One just cannot make the commute when her husband is contracted with American military and would need to stay in the city that we were in before. And it's a 2-hour commute. Hello Maori, welcome in. How's it going? It's going good. Thank you, thank you. How are you? But yeah. What was I saying? What was I saying? Hang on, I lost my train of thought. It's gonna be a very common occurrence today. Husband. Oh yeah. So one of them, her husband is on the American base. So she has to stay in that city, and commuting 2+ hours a day is not ideal. Like, and that's one way. It's one way. Like from that city to our current workplace. We've done it a few times for other programs. It is 2 hours or more of a commute because of traffic. And so 2 hours a day. No, it'd be 4 hours a day because it'd be back and forth. 2 hours each way. Hello, Millie. And then one of them, so one's on maternity leave, one cannot move because of husband's job. And then so she's not even here. She quit last month. And I mean, we were prepared for that. She's been letting us know since forever. And then the one who went on maternity leave last month as well. And then it's gonna take a year off from work to give birth and raise her newborn. And then we have another coworker who just found out she's pregnant and needs to get married. Shotgun wedding. So there's that. And then one has finally decided that for his own health, that he really should not work here next year. And I very much agree with that. I thought it was a very terrible decision. I warned him about how much work I thought it was going to be this upcoming year. And with his mental state this year, highly did not recommend that he sign on again this upcoming year. But at first he was definitely thinking about it and saying his wife didn't want him to take like a sabbatical year. But he just told me yesterday that he is going to not sign the new contract and will be leaving the institute. Said not to tell anyone in the instructors team. Only for, I guess, somehow another one of the like the last instructor that's there, who is the only one who is staying next year, somehow found out that the other guy was leaving. Which I don't think the other guy told him because they're no longer friends. They're no longer friends because of a fallout that they had like a few months past. And so I'm thinking this new guy, because he's the only one staying, heard something from the supervisor's office or someone from the supervisor's office. And then he blabbed to the coworker that I live in the same building with. New guy's a rat. He's not even new. He's been working there for years. He's been working there for less time than I have, but like same year, like 6 months apart. Wedlock is still a thing, huh? Yeah, in Korea, yes. She's not even Korean, but her boyfriend is. And while her parents are very much like very much more like not no what's the word I'm looking for? Progressive? No. Hang on. Not as conservative, right? The parents of boyfriend are not as conservative, and her parents are not quite that conservative either. Society would beg to differ here in Korea. So her mom and her mother-in-law were both like, it might be best to just announce a wedding even if it's super early. So yeah, they announced it a while back, but they're not getting married until like last week of February. which unfortunately I don't know if I can go to her wedding because I'm preparing to move back to the States myself. I'm comparing the two things. Snitches get stitches, which is so funny, yo. Like, okay, so one of the things that happened today that made today really interesting was one of the old handler for our team, like we call them the handler, they handle all the affairs of all the native English teachers on the team, right? Meaning all of the foreigners. And all of like our paperwork and everything, right? Housing, etc., etc. So we call them the handler. That's an official term within our fields for people who handle our business. Hello, Wolf. Welcome in. So previous handler and team leader of our department reached out to me randomly today going like, hey, welcome to this new area. Like, this is where she moved to when she left our institute last year, right? And she lives here too. And she's like, hey, it's been a while, like, welcome to the area. We should get like dinner or coffee or something sometime. And this is someone that I honestly respect and look up to in terms of like career wise or just like professionalism. And so I have no bad chords with this person, and so I was like, yeah. I was like, sure. Oh, also, like, you know, just to let you know, I actually decided that I'm going back to the States once my contract ends at my company. And she was like, oh no, like, you know, like, what caused you to make that decision? Like, and I was just like, oh, it's mainly just burnout, and like, you know, I have stuff that I want to do back home during the next year. Or during this year. I keep on saying next year. Excuse me. And I was like, yeah, that. She's like, burnout. And she's like, how bad is it? And I just went off. I was like, yo. I was like, not only that, I was like, it's a lot of work. I saw the schedule for next year. I don't think it's gonna get any better. And well, you know, before even talking to me about replacing my role with two people, like, I was like, no one at my institute has talked to me about potentially staying. Not on any official means. They haven't tried to talk to me about staying, seeing if they could even offer anything to make me stay, right? And so I was just like, hey, cool, whatever. Apparently I'm that disposable, right? And, you know, but it's like fair enough. I think like any normal native English teacher position, you really are in a very disposable spot. I was like, but like that far up in hierarchy for our institute, I was like, I don't think that position is super disposable. I don't know if they just plan to get rid of the coordinator role altogether, which is a huge mistake, by the way, and I let them know that. And so they hired like 2 Korean English teachers to quote unquote be the coordinators. And I don't know how that's going to go because there's something to say about how to communicate with Westerners, as in Western foreigners, and then how to communicate with like Koreans or Asians in general. Like, there's very nuanced things about cultural differences, right? And I understand both sides as someone who is Asian American, I would like to think. And so it's a very fine finesse line to be navigating in terms of communication with people and how to navigate difficult conversations. And the Koreans will like to blame language barrier, and I'm like, no, it's not a language barrier because majority of you speak great English. You're just one afraid to use it, and you think so little of your own English that it's really hindering your communication because you're so focused on trying to be perfect with your English when we understand as foreigners in a whole country that majority of us don't speak the language outright. All right. I was like, we understand language barrier, okay? It's not a language barrier. It is literally a cultural difference in how you deal with problems. And I was like, and that's why a coordinator is needed because we navigate both sides of it. I was like, but now you're replacing my role with two Koreans who may not have the cultural nuance to deal with 9 foreigners on the team next year. And not only that, it's going to be 8 new people on this team because only one of them is staying. And girl who's on maternity leave won't be back for another year, but that doesn't mean that her spot is empty. It means that we need to fill it for a year until she gets back. And so today, I guess like me ranting at my previous handler, she was like, Sandra, is there anything that I can, like, why is it that the person who doesn't even work there anymore, the one who cares about my job the most, because she was like, Sandra, is there anything that like you want me to tell them, like to tell the other supervisors in order to like allow you to stay or that would make you feel more comfortable and whatnot? And I'm like, why are you doing this when you don't even work here anymore, for one? But also, she went and called, like, I guess, like 2 other supervisors. One is the current team leader for our department, and then the other one is just another supervisor that I'm really close with. And, like, she's like, I guess she told them, you need to go check on Sandra, and you need to talk to Sandra, because I guess she must have said, I think Sandra feels like she's not valued. And that may be why she's leaving. I definitely don't think that they undervalue me, but they don't realize how much work I've done. I don't think anyone at the Institute knows how much any of the coordinators have done and all the little things that we do. And I was like, and the previous coordinators at my institute didn't, like, they were all hired for that position from outside, right? They didn't start like me as an instructor and then move up, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, in my opinion. But that's what it was, right? So it's like, I went from being an instructor who understands the needs of that team to a coordinator who was in charge of that team and could help facilitate to make that team better and function better for the Institute. And as a liaison between the Korean supervisors and the foreign native English teachers. And I was like, I don't think anyone in that building understands more than I do what both sides need to function together. Because no one has to deal with both sides like I do. To whatever extent. And I was like, there's a lot of things that like are still very stigmatized in Korean society that like the native English teachers won't ever tell like their jobs. A lot of it has to do with like the stigma behind like mental health and mental disabilities. A lot of the team members have ADHD or are on the autism spectrum, and that's not something they're willing to reveal to their workplace to make it more accommodating, because Korea is known to be not so accommodating for those things. and rather stigmatize those things to a certain extent. And so people choose to hide it. And the past year, with the amount of workload that we've had and the amount of stress that we've had, the neurodivergent people, let's say, just did not function very well without very specific directions in very specific ways, each one tailored to their own divergence, I guess. And that's something that I just did without really thinking about it, because I wasn't about to spill their secrets to supervisors to help supervisors understand why they were struggling. And I think that that's one of my better traits at work, is being able to see solutions for problems that people have, right? And just being a fixer in a sense, and fixing problems so that we can continue functioning as a team. And so that I don't have to do more work in the end. In my opinion, I was working smarter for myself by doing a little bit extra where I could help people out. Right? I don't know. I definitely know that, like, even if some people talk shit about me, they will also know that I've done a lot for them. It's so weird. They're like double, what do we call it? Like, not double-edged sword. They're two sides of a coin. There we go. That's the metaphor I was looking for. They're two sides of a coin, right? They will, fine, I get it. Like, whatever. If they think I'm playing favorites and whatnot, cool. But I was like, it's literally just because, one, I don't want to hang out with any of you outside of work because you piss me off at work. And I don't want to deal with you any more than I need to. I see you 8 hours a day already. We have nothing in common for the most part. No interests whatsoever. I don't like talking to you. I don't want to hang out with you. Majority of you are also men that are older. And I just don't want to hang out with you. Like, go figure. What the hell? And then I was like, oh, I meet the newest coworker who's female. She has very similar work ethics to me. We think in very similar ways and we have a lot of interest. So yeah, of course I'm gonna talk to her more. And people are getting jealous over the fact that, oh, Sandra's hanging out with this other coworker. I'm like, fuck off. Literally fuck off. What in the world makes people think that, like, I want to hang out with them outside of work? I've always said to their face, I'm not friends with people at work. I can be friendly, but I am not friends with anyone that I work with. Because when you're friends with people at work, it has always gotten complicated from what I've seen. So I would rather not deal with that drama, and I just need you to do your job. And preferably to do it well. But yeah, anyways, today was finally the first day that anyone at that institute has decided to tell me that they would like me to stay at my job. Except I would no longer be the coordinator. I would go back to being an instructor. Do I want to go back to teaching at this institute? No, because I left teaching children for a reason. Was I willing to go back to teaching children? Yes, but the cost of it was that I would gain an hour and a half of time for my own personal life. And if I stay at this institute and have to be teaching children that I don't want to, with programs that I think like in terms of value or very valuable to Korean students and Korean education as a whole, the method in which they are executed with and whatnot, I do not agree with whatsoever. It goes against so many of my like own personal morals on education that I do not want to work here. A lot of it is, I think, like if you live in an Asian country that has like privatized sector of education in terms of like after school extra what do you call it, like supplementary classes. They're not even supplementary per se. It's like you go to academies to study more cram school and post lessons. It's not even that though, because it has its own curriculum for one, and it is more advanced than whatever school curriculum is, right? It's, you pay for privatized academies to get your kids ahead of curriculum so that they can have a fighting chance in high school at taking the test to get into a good university. And it starts from like elementary school. And the direction that my current institute is moving towards is becoming like one of these academies slash cram schools. And I absolutely have never wanted to work in that sector. You can make a lot of money doing that. I don't believe it's ethical. At work, I only have one friend. My friend who applied to that same work. Yeah. I usually prefer not to work with friends. I was like, if I had a bunch of really competent people on a team, and if I could make a team, I was like, of friends, sure, maybe. I still feel like seeing each other for 8 hours a day for 5 days a week, plus more than 5 days a week sometimes, because we work weekends sometimes. Like, dude, I see you more than I would a partner, right? I really would, because the amount of free time that I have for myself is technically what I get off work at. Okay, let's see. I wake up at 7. I leave the house by like 8:15 to go to work. I get to work. Work starts at 9. Okay. And then I get off work at 6 p.m. And then I get home at around 7 p.m. That is literally like 12 hours that I've spent for going to work. And then I have like, maybe if I like sacrifice some sleep, if I sacrifice 1 hour of sleep, then I can stay up until midnight. And that'd be like from technically 6 p.m. / 7 p.m. really. I was like, from 7 p.m. until midnight is when I have time for myself. That's 5 hours. If I had a partner, I'd be seeing them less than 5 hours a day. And I see these people 8 hours a day. F off. I don't want to hang out with people outside of work for one reason. I already see you goddamn too much. Oh, I bet having ADHD or learning disabilities is really fun in Korea. Oh, you betcha, Millie. You should see how they handle ADHD or learning disabilities. I would say that, like, there are some schools that do really well. The elementary school that I taught at had a very, had a separate, SPED program. So they had actual people there to help them that understood the learning disabilities and the other mental disabilities. that people have. But there's hella misdiagnosis all over the place because any problematic child, taking them to the doctor and getting them quote unquote tested, if your child is problematic because of like attitude or whatever, you can easily get a diagnosis for ADHD or something. And then now your child is medicated when they don't need to be sometimes. And I was like, and these are because parents don't discipline or really raise their kids anymore. I don't know what SPED means. Special education. But that word sounds real bad. No, they're just special ed, special education. It's a special education program. It takes like 6 to 8 months to get an ADHD diagnosis here because they comb through everything. I would say there's a lot of misdiagnosis in the US as well. But yeah. There's also like hella drama between coworkers, and I was like, yo, the amount of tea that I've gotten in the past week from just the fact that one, I moved into the same building as like the newest member of the team. Two, they spill all their secrets to her out of frustration for things. And then three, she's leaving, so she doesn't give a fuck. And so she'll come and tell me. And I'm like, the things and dirt that I now have on people is insane. Absolutely insane. Some of them are very much illegal things that should not be happening. And morally, I really wish I didn't know any of this. Lazy doctors ruins lives. They really do. They really do. They really do. Welcome to privatization of medical care. Stage capitalism, baby. I love it. Yeah. So there's that. But yeah, we got distracted again. Now it is really a tea time. Yeah, it's not any stuff that I would even feel comfortable sharing on stream because it would implicate me knowing things as well. So, yeah. I'm gonna keep my lips sealed about that. People who will be lucky enough to hear it will definitely hear about it at some point. We love doing crime. I mean, what? Who said that? But yeah. I don't know. So there's that. Work finally decided to try to hold on to me, but made no offers whatsoever besides the normal offer that's happening. And I was just like, no thanks. Am I gonna consider it? No, I've kind of made up my mind. I will say that like it's not out of like I don't blame anyone for it, that's for sure. Like there's nothing that the supervisors really had power for in terms of like the things that happened the past year, because a lot of it was very much very political stuff in regards to the move. Moving to a new area like this does not come easy, especially like since the space that we were taking over is a school that was closing down, and it's in a very affluent area where the land that we now work on is worth a lot of money, a lot of money that could be developed in many different ways, right? And political moves were that we had to accept various types of work as an institute in order to prove and show the worth of what we were doing in order to move to a not rural area. And like what we were doing would be helpful and advantageous for the goals of the community here at the new location, as well as to advance goals of the Ministry of Education. Right. So, you know, there's not a lot that like the supervisors or even like our department head, we have a department head and a team leader underneath, right? And then we have our director of the whole entire institute. I was like, no one, not even our director, had the power to say no to certain requests that came from Ministry of Education in order to get this move to happen. And I don't blame them for it, even though, you know, they're like apologizing for it. I'm like, no, that's not your fault that things got really political and that it was a lot of work this past year. But I was like, even with the move now, I was like, we're not like settled, right? Like our institute is undergoing construction for 2 years in order to remodel it to the way that we want. And like now that we're here, it's harder for them to like kick us out. Yeah. I was like, so yes, we do gain a lot of power back as an institute to say no to certain things. But I'm like, well, there's still some things that you guys can't say no to, right? Or there's still some things that I don't want to do. And that is the main reason why I'm not staying here. It's not like I haven't thought about it. It's not like I haven't considered it. I think I've thought about it enough for the past 6+ months when I first asked a supervisor for a letter of recommendation. I was like, the only thing that's like slightly upsetting is the fact that I was like, these letter of recommendations were very much specifically for like my field of work that I currently do. And I'm planning on taking a break from work, or at least working part-time in probably another field where these recommendation letters don't help me a lot. But at least can vouch for my character and work ethic. Land development and construction are two of the most corrupt sectors. Yep, definitely. Definitely. I would say construction less so in Korea somehow. Land development though, definitely. Definitely. There's a lot of money to be had there. Construction, not so much. Not the way that Korea does construction, at least. Korea is very efficient with their construction. As someone who hires people as part of my job, recs are 80% of the time just used as proof you can do a job and commit for an extended period of time. I was like, I don't think it looks great. Like, me personally, I don't think it looks great though that like letter of recommendations aren't, or generalized. Like if you don't have a generalized version and it's too specific for like one field. I was like, yeah. I was like, of course, like any hiring manager should be able to read past the literal words on the page, right? Or take the literal words at a more broad value. But I don't know. You know, I haven't even told my parents yet that I've decided to go home after all the nagging from my mom. But that's gonna be a conversation that I have in probably the next week or two. Is on my to-do list of things to do. You probably should. Oh no, I wasn't gonna like show up without saying anything. I just like I've been so busy unpacking stuff and trying to settle in because I don't want like it stresses me out to look at boxes in my new space. So I wanted to fully settle in and properly focus on the next 2 months. And not be in a complete like haze. I'm also sick. Like I have a cold or something and it's like my body is definitely fighting it, but I'm still so like wired from things. I'm still super stressed out from like the move and all of like the environmental changes and whatnot that like I'm not getting as much sleep as I would want to. I'm not getting terrible amounts of sleep, but I'm not getting as much as I would want to. I'm getting enough to function. It's like average 6 hours now. I'm a person who needs like 8 hours of sleep. So not only that, but it's still trying to like figure things out, right? I mean, like I said, I've only gone into work twice in the past, like since I've moved. And like there's still stuff that needs to be sorted out. Like I still need to report my change of address to immigration and whatnot. Like there's legal things that I need to take care of to continue working here for the next 2 months. And then there's other stuff that I need to take care of in terms of preparing to move back to the States. There's a priority. Telling my parents is somehow not a priority. I was like, it'll get done in the next 2 weeks, but there's more pressing matters right now. Hell of a time to return to the US. Oh, trust me. I'm not necessarily wanting to go back to the US. I'm going back for literally things that I would like to do, and they happen to be taking place in the US, unfortunately. I was like, luckily enough, my state is always has been relatively safe. And so I hope that is still the case. Considering my family has not moved out of my state yet, I take it as a good thing. But yeah, I was like, and at most, mom needs like a month notice to potentially clear out my room if they started using it as storage, which if they did, I am going to be so peeved when I get home because there's already so much shit at home. My mom is a hoarder of things, not famously hoarder enough to be on like a TV show of how terrible her hoarding is, but like she cannot throw away stuff, bro. So it's mine, dude. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna, like, in my year of not working, I am going to get rid of all this shit in our house to make room for things that should have their own space. Old ladies are wild like that. Calling your parents something is a single phone call versus dealing with legal matters of a move. Yes, yes. Yeah. Yep. Well, like, that's the thing too, is like my communication with my parents has always been kind of very business related. We're not close per se. I feel like distance has made the heart grow fonder, stronger, whatever the saying is. But like, I don't talk to my parents every day. I don't talk to them every month even. I talk to them like once a quarter. Maybe. I think it's just like we're so individualistic. Very much the type to all believe, no news is good news. She'll ask me to message someone randomly for a wooden table set that we don't. Oh my god. No, my mom isn't that type of hoarder. She just can't get rid of stuff. Dude, I still have like my brother and my like kids' toys. We still have those. I'm 32. I definitely do not need all my Barbie dolls anymore. Thank you very much, mother. I think we can like try to sell them, maybe. Or I'm perfectly fine with throwing them out. I don't know what you might need. Fuck! No! That is exactly what she says. Okay, I will say that like hoarder tendencies though saved me this time. I dug out curtains that I kept from my last move. I didn't need them at my previous place. I had my own curtains at the place that I lived at before I moved to the institute. And I bought four sets of curtains to cover all the windows, right? And I only ended up needing two because they were a lot bigger than I expected because I can metric system to save my life and didn't know how long things were. And so I had like four curtains and I only needed two. And when I moved to my last place, I kept all of them in a box that apparently was also sitting with other stuff that was supposed to be shipped home eventually. Or something. I don't know. Oh, it's that with hobbies stuff for some reason. And I never went back to those hobbies for the 3 years that I was working because I just didn't have time. And this time when I moved, I like went through everything to like throw away things that I didn't need, right? So all the hobby stuff, like majority of it that didn't have actual sentimental value to me or like collector's value to myself, it's not worth any money by any means. Like, quick hello before heading to work. Glad the move is over and that you are healthy. Have a nice stream, Sandra and chat. Thank you for stopping in, Slash. Thank you. Have a nice day at work. Healthy, I don't know so much about that. I'm still sickies. And still a bit stressed out. So my body can't really recuperate as much as it wants to, but it's getting there, don't worry. I'll like get worse for a little bit and then get better and then get worse again. I should go see a doctor. But thank you, Slash. And yeah, and so I went through like every little bit of things to throw away, every single unnecessary thing. And came across these curtains and I brought them here just in case. And thankfully I did because I actually needed the curtains. Because only half the windows were covered when I got here. Mine hoards candles and refuses to throw anything away. Dude, yeah. I was like, I'm the type of person that like I don't hold value to a lot of things. It's just like the value that I hold in things is how much I know that those things were worth when I bought them, right? My worth in them is I worked hard to earn the money to buy nice things. Therefore, the things that I spent a lot of money on, I have a harder time to get rid of. But I don't have any actual emotional attachment over things. So it's like the number one thing that I spend money on is clothes. And I have no emotional attachment to my clothes. Like if they're actually like ripped and I can't wear them anymore or something, I'll definitely throw them away. But like a shirt that I haven't worn in like a couple years that still fits will definitely just sit in my closet. Will definitely just sit in my closet. What did I come into? Oh, we're an hour and a half into podcast hours on the past like week of things, but I'm also on a rant right now. So yeah. Hello Ryu, I hope you've been well. For Ryu, since I don't know if you've heard, I moved this past week. So that's why I've been MIA from internet and stream. This is the first stream back since I got to my new place. But yeah. Yeah, I read the chat in Discord. Aw, thanks. Oh wait, Ryu. Since Cav is still in Japan, are you guys still raiding? Like, are you guys doing Tales Adventures and things? No? Okay, if you're not busy, I may need help this week with some static stuff. I'm trialing someone for static, but we're short a person. But I am now on a static that does things on Saturdays from 8 to 10 p.m. CST. If it after, for sure. I don't know what 8 to 10 p.m. CST is. It is the exact time that you guys had Tales Adventures and things, though. If you are free during that time slot, then I'll talk to you after stream. $8 p.m. CST is 11 a.m. KST. 11, 12, 13. It's 2 hours after. No, Tales is like 9 to 10 or 9 to 10 to midnight. Yeah. That time. That time on your Friday. Friday into Saturday. Anyways, if it's Friday, I'm free. Okay, I will message you. I'll message you after. Or tomorrow, depending on how tired I am when I end stream, because I've been going to bed earlier. I have an hour before I need to go. About an hour, less than an hour. Okay. My Eep schedule is fucked. When is it not? When was it not? I feel like it's more messed up than it is normal. I just started my Doomday reset. Your Doomday reset? What? What on earth? What on earth? So 2 days I didn't sleep for 32 hours to reset your Eep schedule. Oh my god. No. No. That doesn't help. I mean, like, it helps for a little bit, but then you end up with all that sleep debt. Yikes. Sorry, I'm force resetting my I mean, if it works, it works, but you end up in a whole lot of sleep debt. Hello, Delta. Welcome in. Welcome. Also, I'm currently watching the captioning for stream, and it is wild. Apparently, I don't enunciate as much as I think I do. Or this thing is just absolutely shite at picking up words. Bow down, bitches, I'm here. I want a little sleep. When are you not? When are you not? In the time that I've known you. Oh. When have you had proper sleep? Only bad thing is that my body will take like 2 to 3 days to adjust the change, but only reason I am doing this is in a few days from now I am starting uni and I need to be a morning person. Oof. Oh no. Oh no, becoming a morning person. How scary. I also had to adjust to becoming more of a morning person. It sucks. It sucks. But congratulations, Ryu. I'm so happy to hear that you're going back to uni. I hope that it goes well for you. Like about 6 a.m. every day, no alarms. You're crazy. What kind of alien are you? People like that fucking exist? The thing is that my uni is like 1 hour and 30 minutes to 2 hour drive, so I gotta get super early. Why is it so far? Oh my god, that is a commute I could not do in the morning. More power to you, Ryu. Good luck with that. Really best of luck. I have an early Saturday this week. I said I'm going into leadership at work. Oh, big changes. Congratulations on your new responsibilities, Delta. I lost against my boss's kick war. Yeah, what did your boss do? What did they do in this psychic war? Oh no, there's no position for me just yet. Oh. Oh. I see. Congratulations on your future responsibilities at work. Congrats on the extra stress. Unreal. That's funny. Oh, okay. Before I forget, one of the things that I needed to do is I did get a new mic. This is not the new mic. This is the headset mic that I've always worked with. But I need to test the new mic that I have, and I need you guys to tell me how it sounds, because even if I turn on monitoring to be able to hear myself on the new mic, there's so little delay that I feel like I can't hear anything. And I can't like hear how it sounds. It's gonna be weird. I don't know how anything is set up on this mic. Oh, thank you. I think I accidentally hit my mute button. Sorry. Um you chose your uni because it's the best school in your state for your degree, so doing it more for the backing of the school name when you get a job. Fair enough. Fair enough. No. I didn't turn on the new mic yet. Shut up. Mute. You know what? Fine. You want a muted stream? You can sit here in absolute silence. Boss is gone. Boss is not gone. Boss is still here. Stream now. Nuh-uh. Okay, let me swap over to new mic. This is Delta's plan to get fired. The crazy thing is, I don't think Delta wants to be fired. The crazy thing is, I don't think Delta wants to be fired. Had to quickly resub to get the emote back. Wild. Okay, I'm gonna swap to new mic. So muting current mic now. Okay. We should be on new mic. And problem with new mic is that it's not. Hang on, you guys are gonna see. It's quieter. Oh, that's interesting. Hang on, let me turn on my own stream volume second. Wait, it's quieter? Sounds like you're gonna box. Huh? It was at the start. I can turn my gain up if I need to. Hello, Lex. Welcome in. There's more echo to it. Oh, that's interesting. Wait, is my noise suppression on? Hello? How's this? It's better? Okay, so, okay. I didn't know that Sandra lived in a cave. Do I sound weird to some of you? Wait. Are you guys using audio compressor on Twitch or no? You sound good now. Okay, so here's the thing. I can't. Sorry, I'm hearing myself and it's making me pause in between words. That is, you do better with a pop filter. It has a pop filter. It has a pop filter. I think I just need to mess with the settings a little bit. But also, I couldn't tell what light color meant that noise suppression on the actual mic itself was on. So I guess it has to be green, not blue, because what the hell do these colors mean? Red definitely means that I'm muted. Pop seems fine, but very sharp S's. Huh. Because I'm hearing myself on stream and I think I sound fine. But I also don't remember what I sound like on my other mic. If you can turn down the lows in your setting, I think would make you more clear. Oh, I don't want to mess with audio mixer right now. Hang on, can I duplicate this so that I don't fuck it up? People up their gains when they're quiet instead of moving the mic closer to their mouth, and it actually drives me fucking insane. I am sitting so close to my mic right now. I'm right in front of it. Feels like the bass is overpowering the fullness of your sound. Oh, I kind of hear the little, like, cut-offs right now. Okay, I see what you guys are saying. No, I'm definitely within a fist distance of my mouth. Sorry, the mic. The mic is within a fist distance of my mouth. I hate hearing myself. No lie, right now I got only 3 hours of eat today, but my body feels tired, but I can't go to eat. Oh no. Never wanted to kill that man more than fighting over his mic setup. So the mic itself has a separate gain in case I just need to be louder, but if it's filters I gotta mess with, oh boy. I do not want to mess with my filters right now in case I walk back to other, like, there's no way to just copy. I can copy the filters, but I can't copy the audio source. My headphones fucking died. Want to see? It's a seeable type of deadness of your headphones. Oh no. Okay, let me swap back to my other mic to see so that I can hear what I sound like on my other mic. Okay, we are back on the other mic right now. Honestly, do I hear a difference? Oh gosh, go back. Wait. I hate audio. I know when things sound off, but I know fuck all about why or how to fix it. What? What? I don't hear a difference. The other mic was better. This one has some non-existent mids and lows. So the new mic was better. This is my original. I may have been using my headphones with fully detached earmuffs for like a week. What? That's what happened to my left ear. Hang on, let me look at this. Oh, wait. Oh, new mic better. Yeah, I just need to tune down the lows a little bit and you're golden. Okay. Let me swap back to the new one then, and then we'll actually permanently try to set the filters for the new mic. And then also, I would like to know if you guys can hear other sounds while I'm talking. I also don't know how well this space will be in terms of noise suppression. No, this is not the new mic yet. Because everything is in a different location now, and I'm closer to certain things than I was before. Like my washer is probably like not even 3 feet away from me, or a yard, or a meter. And then my dryer is probably about the same distance away diagonally. And then those things I'm not turning on yet, but I want to know if the noise suppression is enough to block out, like if I were to play game sounds via my speakers instead, so I don't have to. Okay, let me swap back to the new mic. Give me a second. I'm also sickies, so I don't know if that has anything to do with slight quality of sound. Okay, we are back to the new mic. If you can lower the strength of the noise suppression, should be okay. It was taking away too much of the highs to suppress noise. There's no noise though. Like there's no current external noise. I had to have it super high because it would catch my keyboard. One of the things that I absolutely hate stream being able to hear is my keyboard, even if it sounds good. It's one of my pet peeves. That, and I would have like my dryer running and it had to be loud, or it had to be low enough to cancel that out, which I don't know if it needs to still be this strong because like I'm even closer to my washer and dryer than I was before in my new space. So there may be a lot of noise if I'm doing laundry. We'll need to test it out again when I have a load of laundry to do. I can't hear anything right now. You're not meant to be able to hear anything else right now. But yeah, new mic definitely better. Okay. To me, it sounds the same. Okay, you want me to lower noise suppression? Wait, noise suppression is not something I can adjust in my filters. I can adjust my noise gate. Then lower the lows. How much do you want me to go down? This is a tad bit lower. That feels better? Oh, sorry if you heard that. I just whacked my mic. Okay. If this is good, then that is what we will go with. And then next test is if you guys can hear sounds out of my speakers while I am talking. Sorry, I'm still monitoring my own audio, so like when I hear my own voice feedback, I like have to pause. I can't like think and talk at this. I can't hear stuff and talk at the same time. Oh, it does get kind of echoey inside. But the void is the cozy. Okay. I need to. I'm gonna unplug my headset for a second so that it can direct audio to my speakers. Okay, and let's see if you guys can hear music. Are you guys able to hear music when I'm talking? I will. Okay. It's currently fairly low. I'll turn up the volume on the music. Can you hear it now? Okay, figured. But if I have it on low, then you can't hear it, right? Can you hear it now? There's a faint sound? Okay. I usually have whatever sound that I have, like game sounds will be even lower than this normally. I may be able to get by without having to wear my headset to hear. Gets stuffy. Okay. That is one of the things that I could not hear in my own feedback just because I hear the direct sound. Okay. All right. I guess like that is it for testing it. I may That's real. Sorry. Okay, I will turn off stream monitoring now. But yeah, I just needed to test that. I guess we'll stick with the new mic for now. I honestly don't know if I guess I should take this back to the States with me. Also. What else? I just spent $103 on new gaming headphones. I've needed new ones for a long time. Honestly, the headset that I've had are fairly cheap for fairly cheap for a decent mic, for a headset mic at least. Congrats on new movement mic. It's not even like an expensive mic. It's just something that I don't even remember how I obtained it, if I bought it myself or if I was gifted it or something. But I just had this in storage for a while, but I couldn't put it on my old desk at my previous place because the arm didn't fit around the table, because the table had a weird like extended lip portion, like I don't even know, like support under the table, and so it needed to be really wide arm for like the clasp, and I didn't feel like buying an extra one. So yeah, I never used it. Honestly, headset mic is still like better than a lot of other people's mics in my opinion, so it did me well. It's a good headset. I've been eyeing these $300 to $400 headphones for music listening. Dude, my laptop speakers are too good for me to even need to get speakers, honestly. Or like a separate headset, in my opinion. I'm picky enough, but oh yeah, I was like, when I drive, I just listen to stuff in my car. I don't put in earbuds. I don't believe it to be safe. Not because they're superior, but because they're basically two subwoofers taped to your ears. A good headset mic is definitely better than someone getting a good mic and not mixing it well. I mean, like, yeah, I was like, I definitely messed with it because without the modifications that I did to the actual headset mic itself, and then, I mean, it's got a little pop screen / wind screen that I definitely super glued to it. On top of messing around with OBS filters for my mic settings. I think the hard thing to like hear is how loud you are between different games. So it's like anytime that like I go into a friend's stream and I'm like, yo, the audio is off, I was like, I say something, because that's like one of the worst things as a streamer, is not being able to be heard and be discovered because of it. good audio be key to retaining people majority of the time? Well, it's the very basic start, I would say. Like if someone has terrible audio, I don't stay. I don't stay. Excuse me. I'm gonna need to get used to learning how to mute this mic because it doesn't mute as fast as my old one. In university, I can be on the train, yeah. Lex helped me mix my mic. Fluffy sock, my beloved. For a pop screen. Anyways, thanks for helping me troubleshoot the mic. I just had a piece of like fluff. It's like I don't even know what it is exactly. It's just like I don't know. It's just some fluff that I had that I just glued to my mic. You know how to mix mics? I don't know how to do all that. I mean, I don't have a whole separate mixer. I just use whatever's in OBS. I use the filters there and we just play around until I think I can bear standing the sound of my own voice. I also feel like I'm talking a little different, but I can't tell if it's because I'm sick or if I'm doing one of those weird, I've started talking like someone I hang out with a lot. Okay, hit me up whenever. Anyway, I go pass out. I'm on old people hours right now. What? You're on normie hours? Old people hours. Lex, it's like 10 p.m. That's not even early by any means. It's just relatively normal. Going to bed at like 8 p.m. is freaking old people hours. If you go to bed at like 8 and wake up at like 4. My coworker is going to the Philippines soon to see family. Ooh. Nice. Is there anything else that I need to talk about today? Or anything that you guys want to know? We bonded over food? That's nice. I love bonding over food. Wait, what new mic did I get? Oh, let's see. What is it? The brand is Maono. Maono. I don't know if it says global best-selling internet microphone. I don't know even what company or like where this company originated from. Hang on. Maono? Is it Korean? No. It's a Chinese company. Hang on. I don't even know what. Hang on. I can find this. Maono. Like. Let's see. It is. It doesn't have a name. It's just brand and then numbers and model number and letters. Here. It's Maono. DGM20S. That is the new mic. But it is a company that is based out of Guangdong or Shenzhen, Guangdong, China. I don't even think I'm gonna. I keep on reaching for my old mic's mute button instead of the new mic's mute button. Do you need any supplies or have you made yourself comfortable in the walls? Wait, I'll always be here living in the walls. I mean, I'm sure I missed the explanations, but it doesn't matter that much to me. You can go listen to the podcast again. You can go and listen to the podcast again. If there's anything that you want to know in particular, I can say it again if I don't get distracted within the next 15-ish minutes. Oh, that's right. We need to talk about stream things. So going forward for the next 2 months, streams on weekdays are definitely gonna be cut down a lot. I used to do like 4.5 hours. I don't see myself being able to do more than like 2 or 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours at most, because of the commute and the time that it takes me to get back home to either get dinner or cook dinner, and then to eat, and then give myself a little bit of time to digest before stream. So yeah, streams will be shorter on weekdays for me, and there's other stuff that is still happening regularly on the weekends. Static is still happening for Alexander Savage. We did need to get some new people. I did find 2 out of 3 new people that I needed. And then we are still looking for a caster for Mind Static. So if anyone's interested in that, yeah, there's no, I'm sorry, Delta, I cannot make 7 other people go to Materia. If you would like to, though, you are more than welcome to get your ult up to where we are. I could boost you through their other savages. It's okay. I forgot about Vulpes too. No, I didn't forget. See, I said, I was like, if you want to boost your alt through content to raid with us, you're more than welcome to. That's totally up to you, though. I'm not forcing anyone to be in static. What else? I'm excited to raid again. So am I. I've just missed Final Fantasy 14 in general. I've missed the people that I'm raiding with. I'm excited to raid with new people. One of the people that is joining our static is the person who, the random that I found to help us clear A6 as immaculate vibes, in my opinion. And like I've been chatting with them for a good majority of my afternoon, and it's been fun to talk to them about, talk to someone not someone who's new to the game, but someone who's like new to me, you know, about the game and raid things and scholar things, because they usually play Scholar when they play Healer, and they're gonna try to be co-healer, so they're gonna try to pure regen heal. So that'll be interesting. I'm sad to lose the people that we did lose, or the people that had to step back from Static, but I think it'll be a change that will probably be good for me in a sense. I do feel like I rely a lot on bugs in terms of healing, so maybe I can become a better healer without the best co-healer ever. Hey, Sandra's in chat. Hello, UPS Church. Welcome in. It's nice to see you again. It's been a minute. Raid sounds interesting. Something tells me I can't do the time, though. Dang, you know what? Bomb. What makes you say that? You forgot you already boosted me? Did I boost you to Alexander? Hey! Delta, time for retainer duties then. Yo, I need a sub for this weekend at the very least. But, oh, wait, no, wait, do you have your summoner leveled on Vulpes? I can't remember. I thought you played Dancer. I just picked up a shift. Oh no, looks like I can't do. Right. Summoner and Dancer. Okay. It's the Andy Toy Story meme. Sandra doesn't want us anymore. Huh? What? Excuse you! If you wanted a bad healer, I could have. But who's gonna tank? A reliable tank. A reliable main tank becomes a healer? Yo, if we want all chaos, okay. Time to start over with Sandra being the paladin. You can go and shield heal. Wolf, you don't even get to white mage, okay? You can shield heal. Being with other greys really pushes you to improve. I don't think other people are greys though. I feel like the two people that I did pick up have quite a bit of experience in mine content. They are both veteran players from what I can tell that have done a lot of the raids or EXs mine, even the legacy content. The two in particular just haven't done A8S, and that is what they were really interested in kind of sticking through the static for. So there's that. You could tank, Sandra. I do have my paladin leveled enough. I could. What role do I need to fill this Friday? I'll talk to you about it, Ryu, if it's even possible. I don't even know if you have it leveled. Do you have a caster, Ryu? Actually, it can be caster or it can be fizz ranged. Because our fizz range is the one who can't show up today. I mean, not today, this week. Never know if I summoner. I'll tank. What? Never tanked before. You're not fun any. How hard could it be? I don't know, thinking hard. I have tanks. I can tank. Sandra's life in my hands. I'm sold. Put me in, boss. Now watch me clemency everybody. Here's a heal for you and for you. What's tanking? I'm a healer in disguise. No, speaking from my experiences, being with Grays on content really pushes you to get better. I hope it's a multi-closer. Okay. You know what? I'm never too entirely sure. Just because people have things leveled doesn't mean that they play them, you know? But yeah, I mean, you can come as Fizz Ranger, Caster, whichever one you feel more comfortable with, and then Bugs will fill. Bugs will fill the slot because we're trialing the new healer. Doing content as tank scares me. Yeah, it scares me too. Tank is a lot of responsibility that I don't want. Healing is like the responsibility that I've just become comfortable with. Summoner is brain dead and also machine is only is also brain dead, or dancer with RNG, but tanking is fun. You play whatever you want, Ryu. I don't mind. If you want to be brain dead on that day, you can be brain dead on that day. If you want to dance, you can dance. Someone is brain dead, that's why I love it. Woohoo. I do like to play either summoner or machinist for Unreals. It's so brain dead that I don't need to learn a class for 100. Well, summoner at least. Machinist is just like, that's all my buttons, all of them. It's not all that bad once you do it. I don't know. I think like it's funny because like I used to play tank as like my main when I played like years ago with the group of people that I started the game with, right? But I feel like my tank anxiety has gotten even worse this time around for whatever reason. Plus, I don't know, when I did play, I didn't really enjoy it so much. Summoner and Viper and Machinist and Dancer and Warrior and White Mage, my beloveds. If your health bar goes to 0, it becomes the other thing's problem. Good tip, good tip. I will keep that in mind, you know, for if I ever tank. But why would I be main tanking to be at all, you know? I can just be blue DPS for a majority of the time. Main tank is like anime protagonist. With the main tank, it goes downhill. She has like 4 buttons. All my buttons. Yeah, all of them. If the tank forget their stance, it becomes the DPS's problem. Yeah. DPS and healers problem. Healers to not like, you know, grab too much aggro from pressing all their heals. No, straight in the deep end. But main tanking is so fun to me. Okay, main tanking for a trial seems, I don't know, stressful. Stressful. Oh man, I kind of miss PvP though. Kinda wanna go back into my PvP grind. My PvP arc was destroyed. Are they still doing the new map majority of the time? I like the new map, the new frontline stuff. Yeah? Okay. Nice. How long is that gonna last? I had it twice. Twice? How many times did you play Frontlines? 2. Okay. Okay. I mean, Summoner is OP and Uwu. Well, I haven't done Uwu. I also, I'll have to check Rain's schedule, but if I ever need like an actual like emergency fill, Rain would be a very good person. Rain is very quickly catching up, very quickly catching up in terms of mine raids. It's crazy, but I also just realized that Rain has quite a bit of raiding experience. Outside of Final Fantasy XIV, that is. This, then this gray little summoner will be perfect. Watch you not be gray in Uwu. Watch you get a color. Reina's playing a lot in general, getting so much stuff done. They really are. Like, I've been purposefully taking a break from Final Fantasy XIV. Does Rain even stream any other game currently? I can't even recall if I've seen them streaming anything but Final Fantasy XIV. Did they stream Destiny 2 the other day? I can't remember. You know, the last week has been such a blur. I don't remember anything. It's bad. I got blue ones on content and started screaming. Wait, what are the color ranks like from lowest to highest? I don't look at logs. I don't know anything about them. I hear about them and I know what they are, but I've never really looked at them. I did so much PvP today, I forgot to do BA. Oh, what a shame, forgetting to do BA. That's above 50%. I think they did stream Destiny a bit, but it sounded more begrudgingly because of being partnered. Oh, how unfortunate. Very unfortunate success. Gray, green, blue, then other colors. Oh, okay. Other colors too high for you to care. Gray, green, blue, purple, and orange. Ew, why is orange at the top? I'm getting, if I'm getting those, then something went really wrong. I need to play more. This just reminds me about the one, like, accidental 100% parse that books got. Oh yeah, pink too. Don't forget pink for the highest ever. Pink is the highest ever? Oh my god. That is unreachable goals. Unreachable. They'll call it gold, not orange, to be fair, but is it orange though? Is it actually orange though? Because they're two different things. Is it like goldenrod? Is that why people are confused? It's orange. Fuck, I don't want to be orange. You know what? Gray sounds great for maximum. A nice neutral color. How about that? Be gray with me. I don't even want a color. How about that? I won't ever know even if I get a color. Just do what I do. Hide logs. I don't even have access to logs. I don't even need to hide them. I just don't have them, period. I would have argued it might be yellow, but I don't know if you call it gold. All I care is bare minimum of blue parse for reclears. All I care about is getting the lowest gray parts I can. I think higher means I put too much effort in and I can clear with less effort. Alrighty. I think that is enough for me today. I am already so tired because I've been on a very early sleep schedule. Like, the couple days after I moved, I definitely went to bed at like 9 or 10. So I was just exhausted. When I got a 2 on the new extreme, I was so happy. If you only get grace, no one expects anything from you. No expectations. It's great. Problem is knowing that I have expectations for myself. Oh, I remember who Luna Nom's VT is now. Oh, we raided into them. Oh my god. I swear, it's been over a week. I remember now. Whoops, I'm so sorry to Luna that I did not remember. Alrighty, let's see. Where shall we go? It has been a minute. Hang on, let's see. It's been quite a minute since we've raided Flow, I think. So I will send you guys over to Flow today. Flo is doing Rune Factory 5. And yeah, you guys can go chill there. Holy crap, it's been so long that I literally have forgotten my spiels and everything. But yeah, thank you for tuning in today. For podcast hours and return stream. If there's anything that you guys are kind of curious about in terms of like move or like plans going forward, even if it was already said in the VOD, if you just need to hear it again, just let me know. I'll address it again later on during a different stream. Well, probably, I feel like some things just need to be mentioned repeatedly for a while. Like stream schedule changes and whatnot. If you're really curious about like decisions that I've made for myself personally, with everything in terms of my life for the next year, then that is something that we talked about fairly early on in the podcast. very shortly after we started, so I would go back and watch that part in particular. um of course, if we do hang out, if any of you do hang out with me outside of stream, I can always go into more detail in outside conversations about things. But yeah, time for a bit of sleep. Yeah, time for a bit of sleep. I feel like I never get enough sleep at this new place, but I think it's like, I don't know what it is. It's just, part of it is the fact that I actually like wake up in the middle of the night sometimes because it gets like too hot. It's too hot in this new place, and then sometimes it's freaking cold as hell. Like there's no medium to staying asleep all night. New surroundings, yeah, that, and I don't know, maybe the feng shui of my place. It's like definitely not ideal for the way that I have my bed put, and maybe that's causing me a bit of anxiety that I don't know. Maybe I do. I have like my head in view of the door to my place, which is not great. But also I don't want it any other direction, so I may need to get a curtain to block off the door so I don't see it, to feel less anxious. I gotta redo my office. Haven't you been saying that for a while? But yeah, we will. And I'll get to it. No time. Oh, in the next year. No time like the present. New year, new you, new things to do, you know? But yeah. Anyways, we'll send you guys off to follow. Next time that I'll be streaming is going to be on Friday. We'll probably do Final Fantasy 14 Friday. I do have things I need to get done on Friday. If anyone remembers, I need to be reminded to, 1, go do the Heaven's Turn event, and then 2, go grab my monies and go bid on a house, and then 3, continue my PvP arc, maybe. Oh wait, no, it'll be so late that I won't have that. Frontlines won't be popping on Friday evenings. Maybe Crystalline Conflict, maybe. Frontlines, yeah, Frontlines won't be popping, I don't think. But Crystalline Conflict may. Because there were some odd hours on Crystal that we've been able to get CC to pop. Gotta redo. Oh my god, redoing glams is a whole other story. We still haven't done a glam stream since the update. Ay vey. So much to do, so little time. And then Saturday we'll be back with Static. We'll be starting A7 as fresh and blind. With some new members and some people who are filling. Sorry, with a new member and then people who are filling. And then next week for Static, we'll have the other new person joining us. And I am still looking for a permanent member who would like to be a caster. I'm leaving my house at 3 a.m. Saturday. I gotta rest early. Yeah, go rest up. I hope you're able to, at the very least. Sunday we'll be back with like Eureka stuff. So I'm excited for that. It's gonna be nice to hang out with people again. And then I have not decided when I'm gonna be starting MSQ streams again. Somehow I still feel like I would like to continue taking a break from MSQ for a little bit more. I feel like things are still very turbulent in my real life right now that I don't really want to do MSQ. And so that may not even happen for like 2+ more months. Honestly, there's so much to do that it's not a rush for MSQ. Yeah, and I think like I do want to do the EXs before the extremes, before going into Endwalker, the Shadowbringers extremes. So still gonna do that. The problem is the time. Finding a time to do that with people. Because ideal time for anything is just my Saturday afternoon. And that's already taken up by static. And then the other ideal time is Sunday afternoon for me, which is taken up by Baja right now. So I gotta wake up tomorrow at 6 a.m. for uni orientation. Oh no, you go to bed. Oh wait, it's like what? What time is it for you? Wait. It's like 8 a.m. for you. Have you slept? Being a function person sucks. We could do it after we finish DRS. Yeah. Yeah, we could, because that's relatively soon in the books, and none of us sleep here. I do. I sleep. I don't know what you talk about. I sleep. That's the most important thing. Y'all do not want to see me on no sleep. For real. Become a zombie. No, 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 no. 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 What? No. Y'all ain't see me with sleep. What do you mean? Yes, we have. Yes, we have. I remember like the 2-3 weeks of normality that you had. Of being a regular pleb who slept and had a normie schedule. Even 32 hours of no sleep was not that bad. I don't know how you do it. I don't have the stamina for it anymore. Just enough caffeine will make it bearable. Oh boy. Oh boy. The most I can go these days is like 24 hours. Maybe a bit over 24. But 24 is like pushing it majority of the time. Oh, that was true. That did happen. I thought that was a dream. Yeah, definitely a fever dream, you know? Definitely was not there to witness it myself. Okay. Yeah, anyways. Remember when your coworker super glued Don't remind me. Coworker's a piece of shit right now. Piece of shit, let me tell you. Funny enough, I don't remember it actually. Don't remember what? The fact that you had regular hours of sleep, or the fact that my coworker super glued their eyeball? Oh my god. Anyways, probably both, you know. Oh, I recalled the super glue incident. Yes, because it was so stupid that literally everyone remembers that story. You know, I never realized how, like, color scheme wise, how well my model fit the background that I had until now, because I've never used it as a background for just chatting. Might be the stupidest thing I've ever heard someone doing. Oh, it's pretty up there of stupid things I've heard people do. But remember that I'm coworkers with these people, so they constantly do stupid things. So, like, the list of stupid things that they do is pretty long. But pretty up there is super gluing one's eye. I heard and seen some dumb things too. Yeah, I know, right? Mostly dealing with medical. Yep. Anyways, I'm gonna send you guys over to Flow. I'll be back on Friday with stream. And then that'll be Final Fantasy 14 Fridays, and then we'll have Static on Saturday, and then I may or may not do my time at Sandrock after. I really want to finish my time at Sandrock. Been pushing so hard to finish it. There's also another game that I've been really wanting to play called Wanderstop. I honestly think that at this point in my life, for what I know about the story, I think it's a really good game to play at this point in my life. It talks about burnout, and I think it'd be so relatable and would mean quite a bit. It was like, I think I would get the most enjoyment out of the game right now. Excuse me. So, I do at some point want to try and fit that into the schedule if it looks like I will be finishing Sandrock soon-ish. Excuse me, jeez. So yeah. And then Sunday, Basha. I may or may not need time after either. Sandrock will happen either after Basha or after Static, depending on what I need to do over the weekend. That is still in relation to legal matters of moving into my place, as well as some other chores that I need to take care of. I do think like I need a little bit of time on the weekend to figure that out at some point. So there's that. But yeah, I'll see you guys then. Thank you again for tuning in. I do hope that you guys have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, no matter where you are in the world, and I will see you again next time. I may or may not be there for Baja. I don't know what time I'm getting back yet. Saturday, Sunday. Of course, no problem. But yeah, let's send you guys over to Flow. Raid message is Cozy Raid if you would like to say something when you get over to Flow's community. If you would like to continue lurking, that is perfectly fine as well. Again, Flow is doing Rune Factory 5 today. So some chill content, maybe. Still kind of chaotic over there. But yeah, I'll send you guys over there in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye bye. See you next time.